Tonight, we're going to talk about why Japanese people rarely say no directly. So, if you're listening in bed or somewhere quiet after a long day, just relax. Let your thoughts slow down for a while. Maybe close your eyes. Listen to the rain outside the train window and let your body drift gently into rest while we quietly explore the emotions hidden between words. In Japan, people rarely say no directly. And if you don't understand that silence, you might misunderstand someone completely. To many foreigners, Japanese communication can feel confusing at first. Someone says, maybe, or I'll think about it. And sometimes, nothing at all. No rejection, no clear answer, just silence. In many Western cultures, honesty is often connected to directness. But in Japan, communication is usually shaped around harmony. A direct no can feel harsh, embarrassing, almost like creating emotional friction in the atmosphere. So instead, people soften their words, not always because they're hiding how they feel, but because they don't want the other person to feel hurt. Sometimes silence becomes a form of consideration, a quiet way of protecting both people from discomfort. And over time, you begin to notice something. Japanese communication often asks you to listen to what isn't being said. The pauses, the hesitation, the indirect wording, the emotion hidden between sentences. To outsiders, that silence can feel distant, cold even, but sometimes it's actually kindness. Not every culture expresses care loudly. Some express it softly. And maybe that's why in Japan, the quietest answers can sometimes mean the most. And once you begin to notice it, you start hearing silence differently. A long pause during conversation, a gentle smile that avoids conflict, a message that says, maybe another time, even when the real answer was already there. At first, it can feel emotionally distant, especially if you grew up in a culture where honesty means clarity, where feelings are expected to be spoken directly. But in Japan, people are often taught from a young age to be aware of the emotional atmosphere around others, to avoid creating discomfort, to avoid making someone lose face. Even small moments of tension can feel heavier than words themselves. So communication becomes softer, more careful, more dependent on feeling than explicit explanation. And sometimes that can become lonely too. Because when emotions are hidden gently enough, people can begin feeling uncertain about where they truly stand, especially in relationships, especially when someone is waiting for a clear answer that never fully arrives. But maybe that's also why Japanese conversations can feel strangely beautiful. There's a quiet sensitivity inside them, an understanding that not every truth needs to arrive loudly. Sometimes care exists inside hesitation, inside restraint, inside the decision to soften pain before it reaches another person. And maybe that kind of communication only makes sense once you stop listening only to words and begin listening to silence itself.